because I'm starting to well up in my eyes because I'm thinking about home. It's Christmas and I ain't got nothing and all of that. And I was walking right behind them, and I'm looking down like this because I don't want them to see me tearing up. And I keep looking up at them and looking down, see if they're looking at me. When I look up at them, a couple of them are looking down while they're walking. I know that. Soon as I walked past where they were walking, I looked down, hey, and I found 100. Oh, I said this, dear God, please. I prayed while I looked to make sure they wouldn't see me. So I was like, this, dear God, please, please, please. And I said exactly this verbatim. Please, God, you can't let it be like this. I know that's not proper English, but that's exactly what I said. The moment I opened up my eyes, because I was looking down, there was $180 on the sidewalk that I know they wouldn't have passed up, that I know I saw them looking down, that there's no way they would have all just missed it sitting right there. We all go to the movies. I take everybody to the movies. I get everybody food. We go eat. They buy. I didn't drink, smoke, none of that. I gave them, they wanted some beer. I bought them all beer. And now, when we coming out of the movie theater, I'm like this. Because I still got money in my pocket. I'm all happy, you know what I'm saying? And I got some food. I got some money. We done with the food. And I'm all happy. And I'm walking in front of them. And I go, hey, look. Outside, it's 2 a.m. Everything's closed. I look up on top of a counter of a store. There's a counter outside. And there's a huge gift wrapped up in all white with a big-ass white bow. And there's nobody on the street. And I go, hey, look. Somebody left their gift. And as soon as I said that, 2 white people coming out of the theater passed me and said, yeah, that looked like it was meant for you. And then I looked at it, and that cannot, I got $180. And I think in the whole 16 years I was living in North Carolina, every Christmas gift we got probably added up to $180.
Right. Damn. All right, let's talk about some of your claims to fame. Now, you got Life, you played Biscuit, you had Pretty Ricky on Martin, and Joanna Man. Now, we talk a lot on this podcast about Black men wearing dresses. You happen to be one of the most famous to wear a dress, being Joanna Man. How do you feel about that? How did you feel walking into that role? How do you feel now about it? And do you feel as though it puts a bad stigma on the Black male persona?
Okay. I think that because Black men have been so marginalized and Black men have been so stigmatized and all of that, I think that we do have to watch out for that. But you got to remember, it depends on what that the person is. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Oh, sorry. I think that it depends on what the role is. Like, you remember, Joanna Man was a guy dressing up as a woman so he could continue his career and he could do that. Now, if somebody would have told me, like right now, I don't have a problem. I'm a Christian, and I believe what God said, and I treat everybody equal. I try to love everybody. I firmly believe that a marriage between a man and a woman, but I believe it's not my position and it's not anybody's position to tell anybody what they should do with their life. God said this: love thy neighbor as thyself. He never once said love thy straight neighbor. He said love thy neighbor. So if your neighbors are gay, you're supposed to love them and judge not, that you may not be judged also. So it's our job to love people and not judge them, even though we may have feel a certain way and as a religious purposes. I treat everybody the same. I love everybody. But if I had to get in a dress and do something like really, really nasty, I wouldn't do it. But Joanna Man was really, really, let me tell you how I got that role. Mm-hmm. Will Smith had told me for years, you got to start playing golf, Miguel. You got to start playing golf, Miguel. You got to start playing golf, Miguel. That's where the big roles. The first time I ever went on a golf course, I took him up, this is years later, I took him up on his word. And I went out and I hired an instructor. And the first day I'm out hitting, this guy taps me on the shoulder and says, hey, my name is Jesse Vaughn. I'm a director. I'm doing this movie called Joanna Man, and I would like you to come in and screen test for it. And that's how I got Joanna Man. I went there the next day, and Flex, and everybody was all up in there, and I had no clue what it even was about. Mm. And what they wanted to talk to us. And they said, because when I got there, I remember looking down in the chair and I saw this girl and she was like, beautiful. I'm like, whoa. And he was like, nigga, stop playing. I'm like, what are you talking? Holy shit. It was Flex, because they were making me look like a girl and a guy. He had his eyes tweezed. And I'm like, shoot, maybe I should have did something, because I just came from home. It looked like they were into it. And Flex can play basketball damn near as good as Michael Jordan back then. No doubt about it. Mm. Absolutely 100%. 30, 40, 50 a game. Scott, everything. Flex was that good. So when I went into the producers, They wanted to talk to us. I spent my entire 30 minutes trying my best to tell them how incredibly lucky they would get if they had Flex in this role. I totally drew a blank about, dude, what are you doing? I was just sitting there going, dude, have you seen Flex? I saw him in there, dude. Have you ever watched him play? And I kept going on. And then I did it the second meeting, and then the executives, can I ask you a question? He said, why would you be in here trying to give somebody else the role? And that was the first time I ever thought about it. I was like, oh, I didn't know I was giving it to him. I was just telling you the truth. Mm-hmm. I had no clue. But when it came down to it, they did the screen test. I ended up with the role. Joanna, man, I had no clue how I was going to do the voice. For months, because I got it like 4 months, and I had to go to training. And for months, I'm going in the mirror going, oh, hi. Come on, I was trying to say these voices because I didn't want it to sound like a transvestite. So I kept doing it. I couldn't figure it out. I go, you know what? It is what it is. Whatever happens come out the first tape, that's what I'm going to use the rest of the movie. So I go to Charlotte. We shot in Charlotte. I'm there about.
Looks like.
Can you hear me?
We still hear you. We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello?
Continue on. We can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
He blacked out of there.
All right, he'll probably jump back in.
Yeah, that was great, man. I definitely had a few more questions in regard to that. We'll dig a little bit deeper into some of the other things that's a great question that you asked, Sam, man. Definitely.
Yeah, looking forward to it. I'm glad he's being as candid as he is and giving us the back story on Joanna, man. But like you said, oh God, definitely got some more questions involving that is concerned, in particular Hollywood. And is that something that Hollywood kind of looks for when they look for the male actors? Is that something that they put on them, in your opinion? Brandon T. Jackson spoke about it, some other people.
And look like he's back here. He definitely can answer that for you, brother Sam. And we're back on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast with Miguel Nunez, man. Can you hear us, brother?
Yeah, but why my camera ain't working? Oh, there we go. Can you see me? Oh, there we go.
We back, brother. We back. Appreciate you.
Okay. All right. Okay, good. So where was I?
Charlotte, North Carolina. Filming a Joanna Man.
What? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good to go.
Okay, so anyway, so now I had no clue what I was going to do the voice. So I get there and I'm about 2 hours ahead, and then nobody's there, and it's just me and the makeup lady, and they got a big light, and no one's there yet. And I'm sitting in the chair, and this little AD girl comes up and goes, "Hi, excuse me, would you like some sweet tea?" I went, "Oh my God, that's it. All we got to do is make a country, and then you won't be able to tell." Oh my God. And that was God too. At the last minute, she came in there and gave me that voice. And she was the reason that I had that voice. I think that was probably the most fun I've ever had in my life. Life was also a lot of fun. When I did Friday the 13th, part 5, taking a shit, getting killed, I was still homeless. When I did Return the Living Dead, I was rushing to the set, still homeless. They didn't know this. But you got to do what you got to do. A lot of people are afraid to take the chance. They're afraid to risk something. Listen to me. With great promise comes with great rewards. You got to really work for what you want. No one is going to give you anything. Period.
With that said, do you feel as though there's agenda in Hollywood to put black men in dresses? Because we have conversations.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Okay, so speak on that if you don't mind, because Dave.
No, I don't think so.
Jackson.
Keep going. What were you saying?
No, I'll say because there's been a number of actors. You've heard Dave Chappelle talk about it in the past. Brandon T. Jackson, who played in Big Mama's House, when Martin Lawrence spoke on it about how it seemed.
Martin Lawrence did it with Big Mama. He did it with Big Mama's House. Tyler Perry did it. I did it, and there was somebody else that did it. Robin Williams did it. What's the guy named? The Verve Tootsie did it. Some Like It Hot did it with all the three of the Brat Pack did it.
Larry Johnson.